40,000 naira.
Let me interrupt your thought.
Please, before you interrupt me, let
Okay.
me say the governor made it very clear. He said he wasn't going to make a decision based on sentiment. He made that decision based on the current economic reality of the state. So I think that the governor did very well, and he has received so much applause.
Now, just so that we can get some clarity here.
Yes.
What the governor announced yesterday.
Yes.
Was that a minimum wage or
It
a
is
salary
for
increment?
the
Let's understand.
paid workers, a least paid worker in the state. So that it means that if the least paid worker for last month or for previous years over the years has been 18,000 naira.
Okay.
So it's going to jump from 18,000 to 40,000.
So it means no civil servant in the state under the state government
earn less than
40,000.
Absolutely.
So that also means when the tripartite committee eventually makes its recommendation on the new minimum wage, will the state governors, including our governor, have the will to also to implement that minimum wage?
We all know that even when that the increment was made by previous the Buhari administration, recommending 30,000 naira, that it was not all states that paid that 30,000. Some states were not paying.
Yeah.
You know, because of their peculiarities, their financial status at the time. Not all states can cope with what the federal government is paying. Let's be real.
Okay.
I mean, we have to face
So
reality.
are you insinuating that state governors, as they've always said, don't have enough money?
No, I'm not insinuating that anything. I'm just saying that our governor made that decision based on current economic reality, and he didn't make it out of any sentiment.
Okay.
And look at the massive leap from what it used to be to where it is now. He also made commitment to implement the yearly incremental payments and step increment that usually come every year. That has not been done for so many years.
2 decades.
For a lot of time, a long time. Now the governor also committed to pay gratuity. He said it's going to be staggered because the way gratuity is paid according to a year of retirement.
Yeah.
If you're retiring this year, then you're going to wait until your seniors in the service have received.
Yes, yeah.
So he's going to start doing that. I think he also, of course, made mention of immediate employment after the recommendation of the head of service to relevant agencies of government, the commissioner for establishment and trainings, that civil service people, constituents be employed from level 3 to 9. That to be employed. I think that is a good start if you ask me.
So that means automatically that the embargo that has been on employment in the state has been lifted?
Absolutely, that's the governor's statement.
Okay.
He made that statement publicly, and that's what is going to happen.
So in the next couple of months,
after the meeting with the commissioner for training and establishment, with the head of service and other relevant agencies, they will have to recommend to the governor that this is their finding and that the state is good to go. So it goes to show that all of the works that have been going on in terms of sanitizing the entire payroll system is already yielding a lot of dividends.
all right. Now, quickly, well, we had the Commissioner for Establishment here some weeks ago, and she said something. One of the major problems, the system has, the civil service structure, is the fact that there's infiltration from the big class, the politicians.
Yes.
What would the governor do to try to remove this set of people from, mingling in the business of employment?
Well, the person of the governor is one person, especially when it has to do with the interest of the state, does not joke with it. There are some things I won't say on air because I'm live on radio, but I know some very drastic steps he has taken to ensure that he doesn't sacrifice the interests of perseverance on the altar of politics or on the altar of friendship and even family. He doesn't do that, and he has vowed to ensure that the mandate that he gave him, he upholds it, and he ensures that he delivers on that mandate.
Are you sounding this way because you're
I'm not sounding Bob. I'm not. You should not see. The day I'm not comfortable, I will resign. I keep saying it, but I'm convinced, by the governor's principles, his his forthrightness and everything. I believe that the governor is a good person. He has a good heart, and he means well for this government, and that's why I'm comfortable here. That's why I can speak for him. That's why I believe the steps that he has taken so far. And before the campaign, I had said it that this man is going to be a much better governor, and we stood by it. And we can see, at least in the first 1 year so far, I think that Crossriverans are happy and proud that that there is a government in place.
All right. Now, as part of the governor's speech yesterday, he said that his government was appreciative of workers, even though their industrial output was only 5%, which was very poor. Now, that was some sort of chiding, and all that. Now, I mean, you're not in the civil service, but there are many problems definitely in that sector. Now, what can you say to civil servants listening to us right now? The government is trying so hard to give them some level of comfort. What can civil servants do in return to appreciate, that gesture coming from the government?
Well, Bob, believe me, the governors, I'll describe that message as
A wake-up call?
a wake-up call. It was very important because we all know some civil servants go to work 3 times in a day, some twice in a week, some twice in a week. We all know
some don't even show up.
Some don't even show up until when it is payday. We all know the situation. We know some of us, our parents were civil servants, and we knew how they went about the business. But I think that is not the best way to go. And the governor has been hammering on productivity. If there is anything I know that he intends to do, is to upgrade the level of productivity amongst all Crossriverians. And so you won't stay in the house and expect to get money. Even in terms of approach to work, you walk into an office where you're supposed to be received as a visitor, someone is supposed to attend to you, you are trying to make inquiry. A civil servant will not even look at your face, will not even carry along, he will not even receive you. That is the attitude we want to change.
Okay. So let me just bring this to your attention very quickly. We got a complaint sometime last week about a particular state government worker who claimed since they joined the service, there's this particular amount of money that is being deducted every month from their salary, from source, for mortgage. And it's been with the Federal Mortgage Bank, one of their branch here in Calabar. And that was to allow them access a particular loan, and that didn't happen. The loan wasn't accessed, and now they want to go get their monies, and it's been one story from one story to the other. And the second aspect of the person's complaint was the fact that when he got promoted from level 12 to 2 steps to level 14, and he's still on the salary of level 12.
Yeah.
What can you help to remedy?
Well, those are the issues we came and we met on ground. First of all, let me say that I'm familiar with the issue of the mortgage. That program did not begin in this administration. It began, I think, in Donald Duke's administration, and then up to Leah Limoke. My mom died died in active service, and when she died, I was able to access that money. So I think that the person should use the right channel. I'm saying in live on radio
what are some of the channels?
That the person, the office is somewhere close to Wax Market, right? So the person can go there and go to find out, and we'll put a stop to it.
Okay.
But the issue of
Viva on its promise to clear up backlog of gratuities since 2014. So I don't know which administration he was referring to, perhaps not this one. Was it the previous administration or this administration?
Mr. Bodom, I do not know in particular which administration he was referring to, but I think that he's not being truthful. I don't want to join issues with the labor leaders, but I think that the governor has tried, in all honesty, to be as open as I do not know of any other organization that have had more meetings with the governor like the NLC
But
and the TUC.
has the governor,
Even including so many issues that the governor has right to decide and make decision on his own, he will always call them.
Now, quickly, the question now is: has the governor, Principal Two, ever made a promise to senior citizens?
Well, it is left for Mr. Bodom to make to clarify that statement. But I'm not aware of what he's talking about. What I know is that the governor has been very pragmatic, has been very truthful, has been very open and honest in his dealings with the NLC.
All right, thanks indeed. When we come back from this break, everyone, we'll talk about the state of our roads in the state and the level of compensations paid to those whose properties or buildings may have been damaged or tampered with. Don't go away. FAD 93.1 FM Calabar. This is the people's opinion. Stay here.
My people, cholera na disease wey dey make pikin dey shit water. Person fit get cholera when you drink and eat food wey yamayama dey inside, plus when you eat fruit wey dem never wash. If you no treat the person, him fit dey shit water shit till him dey weak and kpai. But the good thing be say you fit stop cholera when you wash hand with soap and water every time. You fit stop am too when you and your environment dey clean. For more information, abeg ring our state epidemiologist for 0803-869-9957 and state 180. Itori na from Koshiba State Ministry of Health with support from World Bank and NCDC.
The roads, they are at the Abo Bridge.
Alright, welcome back everyone. FAD 93.1 FM Caliber. This is the people's opinion. 1 minute past 10. Let's spend the next 5 minutes to talk about the state of our roads in the states, the level of work done so far, the contracts awarded, and of course level of compensation paid to those whose properties may have been affected. Now Mr. Redem talked to us. I know that it was last week or
that is from Ikon Young area where you have the power plant up to Kurikan. You know, because once you pass the Kurikan, it's a kind of free road, even though it's not too perfect, but you at least it's not as bad as that side. So once you get to Kurikan, you're going to divert down to Kurikan, get through Kurikan, and then use the bridge down to Tinapa and then Calabar. I think that's a big one for the government because that's a federal government project, but the government decided to take it upon itself.
So is there an understanding
this opportunity to congratulate His Excellency for the work, for the good work he has already done for the state. To add to that, there's one of our caller, Amos. He always call concerning the issue of street light along the highway. Please, I want to appeal, the governor should do something because coming into the state, mostly especially at night, that route from welcome to Calabar is always that. Thank you for having me.
Thanks indeed. I'd like to inform our dear
Eden Darlington for finding time to come to radio. That's why it's very busy schedule. It shows that it's people's mandate government. They have to interfere with. Let me advise. Let His Excellency start having town meetings, town hall meetings with the logo. You cannot raise the minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 615,000 naira. It's not possible anywhere. So please let labor be reasonable in their figures. So our government now can also bring the labor to the table.
I actually entered. So the traffic light by stadium, you know, it was red and that means wait. But the guy drove past and I said, "Oh God, you don't beat traffic light." You know what he said to me? He said, "No, the traffic light beat me." And I'm like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" He almost had an altercation with me because I said, "You don't beat traffic light." So and I don't know why people, a lot of
Landed in Africa, Africa, and then we're still having issues of vandalization. Most of our transformers along that axis, highways, straight